site. This is a concrete slab that was poured, and obviously a building is starting to be constructed on the site. But what I want to point out here is the different types of forms and what it creates for the site. So if we look at this side of the concrete here, we see just a simple, fairly short pour, a standard grade beam. Now the grade beam on concrete is the thickened edge that goes around the perimeter. It is very common and fairly standard to say that a typical grade beam is 12 inches wide by 10 inches high. So we're looking at a standard grade beam area here. Now, when those forms are set up, they're usually set up with like a 2 by 10, and then it's dug in just a little bit deeper than that. And this is really what you're going to end up with. Code states that between the wood siding, what will be the siding, in the wood product, and grade, that difference should be a minimum of 6 inches. So obviously in this case we have all of that. Now, as we walk down the building, we're going to start seeing a different change. Now this building changes grade quite a bit. Now we can see from the back that we ended up with what would be a fairly normal, maybe showing 6 to 8 inches of grade beam. But on this side, much different story. On this side, we're actually looking at about 2 feet of grade beam. And that is called a high form. Anytime it is higher than a normal grade beam, extra reinforcement, extra forming, possibly extra digging has to be done to create this area. Now concrete, when you pour concrete, there is a lot of hydrostatic pressure as you pour concrete into a form. That concrete has an immense amount of pressure that wants to push out, and it has to be very well blocked and supported so you can pour those. But in this particular case, it's a 2 foot high form. And what you see here actually is you see the different boards and forms that were used to create this high form. And another thing that I want to point out, since I'm on this site, you can see the edge of this 2-inch polystyrene foam. Now this is high density foam. That type of foam actually has a higher compressive strength than standard organic grade, or your yard, for instance. So it is actually just fine putting heavy concrete on top of that type of foam, because that helps insulate it from the mean temperature of the earth of 52 degrees and your building, which obviously in most cases is going to be heated for comfort. So that's what we are looking at this one. Anything from a regular grade beam down on the other end of the building. And as the grade drops away, we have a high form on this end of the building, and there's foam underneath the whole thing, so it'll help the comfort of the person walking on it.